Cody Rhodes starts Friday Night SmackDown and announces that he is officially and medically cleared to compete for in-ring competition. And I am excited about that, but he gets interrupted by the Absolute One and the debuting on the main roster, Ricky Saints. And of course, Ricky Saints does his quick pose, gets down to the ring, and look at Cody, man. Cody is just very proud of his friend that he finally made it to the main roster of WWE, where the big leagues are. And, of course, Ricky Saints grabs the best thing he is good at, and that is the microphone. So he grabs the microphone and says he's here to relieve Cody of his duties. And Cody responds by saying he told all of our friends here in Tulsa that he was cleared and it looks like you want some action tonight. And he says, let's do it right here, right now, tonight. And Ricky Saints shook his hand, was walking out of the ring, but stopped before he could leave and says that he came out here not to make a statement, but he came out here to change what the show's about. And as Ricky Saints was leaving the ring, Cody Rhodes says, Cody reminds Ricky what he said last week, and it is easy to find him, but hard to beat. So we saw Ricky Saints take on Cody Rhodes in a pretty solid match, I won't lie. And it looks like we got some new sponsorships in the ring. It looks like Club WWE. I don't know if Xfinity's new or anything, but it looks like we got rid of that Apple or that whatever that beer company was in the middle of the ring. Maybe that was there last week. I don't really know. Anyway, we saw Fatal Influence come out before their match with Charlotte Flair. And JC Jane says last week was just a little taste of what Fatal Influence is bringing to Friday Night SmackDown. And she says Charlotte Flair couldn't get enough of it. And she thrives on it because Fatal Influence loves embarrassing a legend. And they are starting with Charlotte Flair. And we saw Charlotte Flair bring out old move, the Devil's Kiss variant, where she just flips her opponent upside down with it. 1, 2, 3, and of course 4. And then we see Charlotte Flair climb the ropes, hit a beautiful moonsault on JC Jane. Then we see Charlotte Flair put in the figure 8 leg lock, but Fallon Henley pulls the arms of Charlotte Flair out from underneath her. This allowed Alexa Bliss to run over her, and boom, right her in the face. Then Laney Reed said, nah, you don't mess with my friend. Kicks Alexa Bliss straight into the face. Then, for some reason, Laney Reed said, I'm going to get on the top rope, I'm going to get on the top apron and start talking trash to Charlotte Flair. And immediately, as soon as she gets up there, Charlotte Flair kicks her straight down to the ground. And this allows JC Jane to hit a rolling encore for the 1, 2, 3 and beats Charlotte Flair in her match on SmackDown. And she orders the rest of the girls of Fatal Influence to beat up Charlotte Flair a bunch of times. Then Alexa was like, I need to save my best friend. So she rolls in the ring, but gets quickly taken out by Fallon Henley with a big boot. Then Rhea Ripley came out to help her friend that she just made. Headbutts JC Jane straight in the face. Goes to the Riptide. JC Jane reverses and rolls off the ring. And then we see Charlotte and Rhea do a little face-off because, they have history. Their match at WrestleMania 39. All that stuff. They eventually shake hands to tell us that they're on the same side and they want to take out the newcomers in Fatal Influence. And all I can say is I love how they're using JC Jane and Fatal Influence because, let's be honest, Fatal Influence was is the best women's faction in NXT of all time. And low-key, they could be the greatest faction of all time, but then you gotta put in consideration the Undisputed Era was in NXT. So, yeah. But who knows? The Undisputed Era never made it to the main roster. Never did. Because, Vince McMahon wanted to turn Adam Cole into a manager because he didn't think Adam Cole had the body for a wrestler. He might have been right. Nah, he wasn't. Nah, Vince McMahon wasn't. People want Vince back. Yeah, okay. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, earlier today, we saw a little segment where we saw Fraxium and R-Truth and Damian Priest talking, and apparently Damian Priest thought R-Truth was talking about a match to defend the tag team titles against Fraxium, but R-Truth said he was not talking about a tag match with Fraxium. He was talking about taxes, which I don't know why Damian Priest got taxes in the matches confused. I don't really know. I think he's having some trouble understanding some stuff. But it was a pretty exciting match. We did see Nathan Frazier dive on R-Truth. We saw Axiom dive on Damian. Nathan Frazier dived on both R-Truth and Damian Priest. And then we saw Axiom do this crazy thing where he ran under the ropes, jumped onto the top rope, and kissed the crowd, and did a quick moonsault off the top onto R-Truth and Damian Priest. Then, a couple moves later, wah bam bam bam, we see Damian Priest remove the straps, grabs the throat of Axiom, hosts him all up there on high and mighty, and slams him right in the middle of the ring for the 1, 2, 3, and still, the tag team champions of the world, Wepa up. But they get attacked by Tonga and Solo Sikoa, where we see R-Truth get clothesline out of nowhere, thrown into the LED ring post. Fraxium gets chokeslammed straight into the middle of the ring. Then Damian Priest somehow, someway, gets lifted all the way up to the sky and slammed right down on his tag team championship. And Solo says that Jacob Fatu made a mistake last week, and Jacob Fatu was a dead man walking. Then Jimmy and Jay came out and says Solo can have Jacob, but not yet, only after Roman finishes with him. Then Solo says there's enough Jacob to go around. Jay says they're not asking Solo, they're telling Solo to back off of Jacob while Roman is dealing with him. Then we see Solo laughs and says, "Come on, bro, I'm done. I don't have time for this." Then tells Tonga to attack Jimmy and Jay, leaving them in the middle of the ring, where Solo grabs a microphone and says that tells them to tell Roman that he is not Solo's tribal chief. And whatever he says, he doesn't care what Roman says. So, Solo, again, unacknowledging the tribal chief, the OTC, the World Heavyweight Champion, and the Uso Savior. So, it's clear to me that Solo is different from his brothers. It is clear to me that Solo doesn't respect family. And you know what family happens when you disrespect family? You get the consequences. So Solo be expected to get Superman punched straight in the face by the OTC, the World Heavyweight Champion, Roman Reigns. So, yeah, that's pretty much what happened. Anyway, we see Cody Rhodes come out, Ricky Saints come out to have their match that was not in the main event, which confused me for a second. But as soon as the match starts, we see Cody and Ricky go for a handshake. Ricky accepts the handshake, puts it into a quick headlock, but he gets bounced off the ropes. Then a big shoulder tackle, another big shoulder tackle, arm drag, sending and confusing Cody Rhodes. Then when Cody went to go attack him, we see Ricky do his quick little pose, and Cody's in the corner like, okay, was not expecting that. Then we see Cody hoist Ricky Saints up in the air, leading Ricky Saints to fall back down and reverse it. Then Ricky got over the top rope, hit a punch straight to the face, sending him to the outside. Then Cody went outside to throw Ricky back in the ring. Ricky used the ropes and apron to swing himself around and hit Cody straight in the face. Then threw Cody in the ring and hit a clothesline on Cody to send him outside the ring again, sending Cody all confused and stuff. But then Cody hits Ricky Saints with a forearm. Then Ricky, of course, goes for the eyes, letting Ricky hit this nasty neck breaker to Cody and hitting a big knee on the face. Then takes Cody's head and then rubs it against the ropes, which was nasty. Then he gets on the top rope, does his little dance, and hits an old school on Cody Rhodes and does his quick little pose, if you know what I mean. But this doesn't work out well because he gets snap power slammed and a nasty disaster kick straight to the face. Then a beautiful Cody cutter with the finish of it. Then all of a sudden we see Cody get reversed with Cody get hit with a Ricky Saints variation of a crossroads, I'm going to guess it was. But then we see a roll up from Ricky for a 1-2 ooh. Then roll up from Cody for a 1-2 ooh. Then we see Ricky hit the Revolution DDT for the 1-2 ooh. Then Ricky Saints picks Cody up for the Ramshambo, but Cody reverses it and transitions it into a beautiful Cody cutter for crossroads for the 1, 2, 3, and the winner is Cody Rhodes. And as Cody Rhodes is celebrating his first match since WrestleMania 42, he gets attacked from Gunther and gets choked out by Gunther. And then Gunther let go, then locked it back, and when he's on the ground, the referee's trying to stop him. Then he gets off of the champion, grabs Cody Rhodes' WWE Championship and held it up high while the crowd was booing him. And I was yelling at my TV screen saying, why? Why is this Austrian man attacking the greatest professional wrestler to ever step foot in a professional wrestling ring and to ever lace a pair of boots? Cody Rhodes. And then I remembered that Gunther has a Paul Heyman favor, and this better not be the favor, Gunther, I swear to you. And I was never on the Gunther hate train, but now I am, since he went after the greatest professional wrestler to ever lace a pair of boots up, and that is Cody Rhodes. I am completely done with you, Gunther. Unbelievable. We see Danhausen in his Danhausen mobile, which I thought was, oh my god, bro. Okay, quick question. If any of you are San Diego Padres fans, just wrap it up, bro. You guys are getting mollywopped by the Chicago White Sox right now. It's 7-0. How is that possible? To the White Sox? I need to check. What is your guys' record, bro? I'm serious. How you guys can't possibly be that bad? What? San Diego Padres, what are you guys doing? How are you guys that bad? What's your record? 19-11, and you're losing this bad to the greatest baseball team in the history of our sport. Oh my god. I'm done, bro. I am done. You guys are crap. Oh, you guys are crap. Whew. Oh, that is awesome. Oh, I did. Whew. Anyway, we saw Danhausen come out in the Danhausen mobile and says he found $40 human in the backstage area and bought it on Danhausen t-shirts and wants to give it out to the Fanhausens. But then all of a sudden we see The Miz come out and says he came to a realization that the curse is real and he has it. So The Miz gets in the ring and says that he will be the mentor for Danhausen. But then Kit Wilson interrupts The Miz right before the handshake happens. And Kit Wilson says, whoa. You're supposed to be my mentor, Miz. My mentor, not Danhausen's. Then The Miz says, Danhausen has done everything that The Miz teaches, and that's the reason why the WWE fans in Tulsa and the WWE fans all around the world love Danhausen. And right before they went for a handshake, we see Kit Wilson lose his mind, saying, whoa, and does everything in his power to get Miz to choose him as his mentee. But then eventually Miz was like, oh, he shook Danhausen's head and said, say it, Danhausen, say it to Kit Wilson. And Danhausen was like, you are. And then Miz attacks Danhausen straight in the back of the head. Then Kit Wilson jumps him, piles dogs him with the punches to the face. Then crazy skull-crushing finale to finish the segment off. Then we see Kit Wilson climb to the top of the rope after Miz puts Danhausen in the exact position, hits a men do cry elbow drop, and that's finished this segment off. We see Angel in the ring, and Royce Keys comes out, and immediately we see Angel take his pants off, throw it in the face of Royce Keys. And my question is, why is Angel taking off his pants? Why does he want to throw into other men's face? It's kind of weird if you ask me. But of course, that does not affect Royce Keys whatsoever, so he rolls straight out of the ring after he realizes that Royce Keys still has the upper power. Then we see Berto distract Royce Keys, letting Angel run around the other side of the ring to jump on the back of Royce Keys. But Angel slips off and falls on the mat, letting Royce Keys throw him on the mat. Then does a big body splash in the corner. Of course, we see Berto jump on the apron, which allows Royce Keys to take him out. Then all of a sudden, we see Royce Keys bring Angel to the middle rope, and he does this crazy little corkscrew slam onto the middle of the ring. Then we all knew it was over for Angel as soon as we see Royce Keys pull the straps down, hits a nasty spine buster for the 1, 2, 3, and their winner is the 2026 Andre the Giant Battle Royal winner, Royce Keys. So congratulations to him. Anyway, we saw Sami Zayn come out, and he says that he loves coming to Tulsa, Oklahoma, and he visited the Bob Dylan Museum, and he explains when Bob Dylan went electric, they booed him, and Sami Zayn can relate. Sami Zayn says he can handle bad reactions well, but not disrespect like Trick Williams. Sami says that Trick is a shell of a man in a costume, and what Trick is doing is easy, and what Sami does is hard. Sami thinks Trick isn't taking this seriously, and all I've got to say is, Sami Zayn, nobody likes you, you got no ride or dies, and nobody likes you, and what you should be locked up in prison for life after what you did to Gingerbread Man. That was uncalled for. Now we're going to have a funeral next week for Gingerbread Man. You should be ashamed of yourself. Then he shakes Gingerbread Man's head, kicked him in the balls, and then started beating him up with punches and stuff. But thank the Lord that Trick Williams came out, hit Sami Zayn with a couple of punches, got in the corner, was like, oh yeah, rise up, Sami. Went for a trick shot, but Sami Zayn, who was too scared to get hit with a trick shot, rolled out the ring, ran out into the crowd, and we see Trick Williams standing on the top rope, acting like the good guy he is, and then checks on Gingerbread Man and realizes he's not okay, throws the X up, and later in the night, WWE sadly informed us of the passing of Gingerbread Man. Man, Gingerbread Man, his career was about to take off. Then his life was unexpectedly ended by the ruthlessness and disgustingness of Sammy Hogan. Gingerbread Man deserved better, and he did not deserve the beating and destruction that he got tonight. So I want everybody to do right now, like the video and send a prayer for Gingerbread Man and Trick Williams. And send a prayer to Trick Williams, because I know Trick Williams is having a hard time processing that Gingerbread Man has passed away. So I want you all to pray. Okay, next up, Bree came out for her match with Paige and the Irresistible Forces. And this was a pretty solid match. We saw Brie Bella hit a drop kick on Nia Jax. Then we see knees to the Nia Jax's stomach. Then we see Lash Legend hold Brie Bella back to tag in Paige. Then all of a sudden we see Brie Bella hit this nasty Hurricane Rana to Lash Legend, letting Paige get tagged in, hitting forearms to Lash Legend's face into the corner. Big kick to the side of the head, then knees to the face of Lash Legend. Then this allows Lash Legend to squash Paige in the corner, but Brie Bella tagged in without Lash Legend knowing it. Then we see a Paige Turner. Then all of a sudden Nia Jax gets tagged in. Then of course we see she sets up Brie Bella in the corner for the Annihilator. But then all of a sudden we see Paige climb the top rope, hit Nia Jax in the legs, accidentally letting Nia Jax fall in the corner. Paige takes care of Lash Legend. Brie Bella rolls up Nikki Bella in the corner like that for the 1-2-3. And still, the women's tag team champions, Brie Bella and Paige. So it's good to see them two still going strong as the tag team champions of the women's division. So congratulations to them. But my question is, are the Bellas going to do like a heel turn on Paige, and Paige is the good guy, and the Bella twins are the evil sisters that, hit Paige in the back or something? I don't really know what's going to happen, but I am interested to see what happens. Anyway, we saw Solo Sikoa come out to have his tag team match with the Usos. And we see immediately Tala Tonga throw Jey Uso in the corner and hit him with a nasty clothesline and a big elbow drop. Then we see Solo and Jey in the ring. Jey hits a quick enziguri on Solo. Then the Usos do some tag team moves on to Solo. Jimmy sends Solo into the corner with a couple of chops. Then all of a sudden Jimmy gets caught with a nasty spinning Solo for the 1-2, and then Solo throws Jimmy in the corner, hit a running butt attack, and a nasty uppercut to it, and then uses the ropes to choke out Jimmy Uso. Then we see Jimmy get hit with a leg drop by Tala Tonga. And as soon as Solo is taking his sweet time getting ready for the Samoan Spike, as Tala Tonga was holding Jimmy Uso back, Jimmy was like, I'm not getting hit with this, Then he sent Solo completely out of the ring. And by the way, this was hilarious because it looked like Solo was about to land straight on the top of his dome. And I seriously thought that Solo was going to die or something. But then we saw Tala Tonga run in the corner, get hit with the LED ring post. Jimmy tags in Jey. He dodges a clothesline from Solo, dives out of the ring to Tala Tonga. Then hits Solo with an enziguri to the face. Big crossbody dive, super kick, spear for the 1-2. Until Tala Tonga breaks it up. Then we see Tala Tonga get hit with 1, 2, and 2 super kicks and a clothesline to send him out of the ring. Then Jimmy went flying with a triangle flying for the crazy dot to the outside, but gets hit with a nasty uppercut to the face. Then Jey tries to jump on Tala Tonga, but he gets caught with 2 hands to the throat and thrown into the barricade. Then he throws Jimmy straight into the steel steps. But all of a sudden, as Tala Tonga was clearing off the announcer's table, Jacob Fatu hits Tala Tonga in the back of the head, letting Charles Robinson DQ the match, and sends Tala Tonga into the LED ring post not once, not twice, but 3 times. And then takes the steel steps and throws them straight at the face of Tonga and gets in the ring. Solo was like, I brought you here, not them. I brought you out here. Then we see, Solo Sikoa notices Jacob's fingers were taped in white paper, like cloth or whatever that was. And Jacob Fatu hit the Tongan death grip on Solo Sikoa, bring him to the ground. But then Jacob notices Tonga climbing, so he does a dive to the outside onto Tonga, but Tonga catches him. They get on the steel steps. Then all of a sudden we see Jacob Fatu hit the Tongan death grip onto Tonga with a nasty Samoan drop through the table. Then we see Jimmy and Jay recollect in the ring as we see Jacob slowly getting into the ring and bumps the shoulders of the Usos. Grabs a microphone. By the way, where did Jacob Fatu get a microphone from? It feels like it came out of nowhere. But Jacob Fatu told the Usos to tell Roman Reigns that he is going to get dog walk at Backlash. So, Roman, I feel like you're going to get dog walked at Backlash by Jacob. I'm joking, by the way. I'm predicting that Roman's going to win. So, yeah, I think Roman is going to win. But will I be upset if Jacob wins? Kind of, because then we're not going to get Roman Reigns versus Obafemi for the World Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam. I think if we have to sacrifice Jacob Fatu to get Obafemi versus Roman Reigns at SummerSlam for the World Heavyweight Championship, it's worth it. It's worth it, man. Anyway, that was your Friday Night SmackDown. Leave it in the comments down below what you guys thought of it. Anyway, have a beautiful rest of your day. See you tomorrow. Bye.